Nothing can prepare you for the loss of a loved one, but when someone else's negligence is the cause for the death, a very difficult situation can become so much worse. David Greene from Greene and Phillips is here to talk to us through the legal matters of these situations. David, good to see you.
Nice to see you.
All right, tough topic today. What exactly is wrongful death from a legal perspective?
Well, these are very serious situations. We see it all too often. We have large trucks that hit cars and tragically kill people, motorcycle crashes where someone has been struck by a vehicle. Anytime someone is killed wrongfully, you need to talk to a personal injury lawyer, especially on the roadway. This happens all too often. We have all these interstates around here. We're not picking on truckers, we're not picking on anyone, but things happen where folks aren't paying attention. They hit someone and they tragically kill them. And at that point, when you're able, you need to talk to a personal injury lawyer because there's some prescribed statutes and times that you need to abide by in order to put your case together.
And let's talk about the recourse that a family may have in a wrongful death victim against the person or the company that caused it.
Well, that's right. And generally, these companies are insured. If you have something happen, even if an individual strikes you and causes this, generally they're insured. There's always ways, generally always ways to get money or to make a recovery for the family. The only thing we can do is a money damage recovery. We can't prosecute it. The district attorney's office will prosecute, and they do a great job. Keith Blackwood is a wonderful DA, a great friend of mine. They do a great job prosecuting if there's a criminal matter. But if it's a civil matter, you need somebody to help sort it out. So that's why you ought to call a law firm like the lawyers here at Greene and Phillips.
You mentioned the word damage. There's different terms: compensatory damage, punitive damage. What's the difference between those?
It's a big difference. Compensatory is to compensate, punitive is to punish. In a wrongful death case, it's only punitive damages in the state of Alabama. So it's a little bit different, and that's just the way the statute was written, and it's the way we operate. But it's all punitive damages when you're dealing with wrongful death.
Some of our viewers may have heard the examples you were giving earlier and thought, well, what's the difference between wrongful death and manslaughter or even murder?
Well, so many of those are criminal matters. Okay, so people generally get that a look. It's before I was in law school, it was confusing because you've got the DA prosecuting murder, manslaughter, that type of thing. Then you have other lawyers like us that go after the company or the individual that actually may have caused it as well. So you've got civil law and criminal law. Most of those that you're talking about are criminal matters. What we do is seek wrongful death settlements and or a wrongful death action against the driver and or the insurance company that's insuring the person that causes this.
And along those lines, that's kind of how Greene and Phillips can help these families when they've had a victim to wrongful death.
Well, that's right. And there's a couple of things you have to do initially. It's a little, I don't have enough time right here to talk about it. Sure. There's several things you have to do in order to be named the personal representative to bring a lawsuit. That happens in a different court. Then you have to bring an action in the circuit court. And so you really need someone that can do both of these things, like the lawyers at Greene and Phillips.
And as you mentioned a number of times here on the show before, if you're just tuning in order to have this consultation, this conversation, there's no upfront fees to that, correct?
Never cost a thing to talk to us. We're glad to talk to you on the phone, meet with you, come out to your house, wherever you are. Glad to sit down with you and just talk to you about how we can help you, answer your questions, and then let you make an informed decision on what you want to do.
And we'll have all that contact information on the Studio 10 tab at fox10tv.com. David, thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me over.